Taylor Swift. We've all heard of her and we've all heard at least one of her songs. She's everywhere, but are people really appreciating her songs to the fullest? Most people who don't like to listen to Taylor Swift say that she's repetitive or basic, but what they need to do is dive deeper into her music. As Taylor Swift fans, or Swifties, we know that all it takes is a good listen and you'll be hooked. She's more than you think she is. That's why we believe Taylor Swift is an absolute music legend. One reason we believe Taylor Swift is a music legend is because of all the awards she's gotten. In her 15 plus years of being in the music industry, she's racked up an amazing amount of them. Her music really touches the hearts of many and it shows. For example, in February of 2024, Taylor Swift won her 4th Album of the Year Grammy. This is exceptional not only because it's her 4th Grammy of this category, but because she is the only person as of today to ever win 4, beating Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, and Paul Simon, who have all each won 3. Album of the Year is considered a very big deal, and Taylor has managed to acquire a record-breaking amount of them. Another example would be the Eras Tour. Taylor started her Eras Tour in March of 2023, and only 9 months later broke the record for the highest grossing music tour of all time. This tour has become the first ever to make $1 billion and isn't going to stop there. After the American leg of the tour finished, she started touring all over the world and will soon change the lives of many, metaphorically. The amount of revenue generated by this tour shows how deeply Taylor Swift is loved. It emphasizes the talent she puts into her music and performances, which is shown by the picture on the bottom right, and it also shows the love she's acquired from her fans. Another reason Taylor Swift is a music legend is because of all the hardships she's overcome. At the beginning of Taylor's career, she signed a contract with Big Machine Records. This was a big deal and the perfect way to get Taylor's name out in the world. Fast forward a few years, and she has 6 albums out and wants to buy the rights to all of them. She was about to get what she wanted until a secret deal was made between Scott Borchetta, the head of Big Machine Records, and Scooter Braun. Scott sold all of Taylor's masters to Scooter Braun behind her back, and she was left to find this out in the news with everyone else. Of course, Taylor was extremely upset with this, but she decided to take matters into her own hands. She decided to re-record all 6 of her albums, this idea was inspired by Kelly Clarkson, with her new label and release those. Her fans were of course excited to hear this because it meant she was going to finally own her music. Taylor even writes about this experience in some of her songs. A prime example would be in her song, It's Time to Go, where she says, 15 years, 15 million tears, begging till my knees bled. I gave it my all, he gave me nothing at all, and wonder why I left. Now he sits in his throne in his palace of bones, praying to his greed. He's got my past frozen behind glass, but I've got me. Taylor put everything she had into her music just for it to get taken away from her. Now Scooter sits with all the money he's made off of her, but she still has what's important to her. These lyrics show how much of a toll this experience put her through, but they also show how much she's overcome. She faced adversity head on and came out on top. This is significant because being in the music industry isn't just about singing good songs. It's also about making smart moves that will lead you to your ultimate victory. As of now, she's released 4 out of the 6 stolen albums and is on the road to getting all of them back. P.S. Whenever you hear Taylor's version, that means she owns the rights to that song.
Last but not least, Taylor Swift is a music legend because of her songwriting. If you ask any Swiftie, give me some examples of some amazing songwriting by Taylor Swift, they'll easily have a list for you. My favorite example would be in her album Folklore. She released this album in 2020 and completely changed her genre again. This album was more of an alternative or folk album. In Folklore, Taylor uses 3 songs, Betty, August, and Cardigan, to create a love triangle between 3 teenagers, Betty, August, and James. The songs take place at different times, but they all follow the same storyline. They have parallels, references, and foreshadowing, and the way the songs interact and intertwine really helps the listener follow the greater story. On top of this, she's historically had a way with her pen. For example, one of her earlier albums, Red, released in 2014, she had a song called All Too Well where she talks about her love life and the devastations that happen. In that song she sings, "And you call me up again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest. I'm a crumpled up piece of paper lying here, 'cause I remember it all too well." Here, she is able to clearly demonstrate her pain to the audience, using figurative language like "break me like a promise," or a metaphor comparing herself to a piece of paper. All in all, her lyricism has always been able to communicate a variety of stories and emotions, showcasing its admiralty. As Swifties, we've been told many times that all Taylor Swift does is write songs about her exes, but this is just not true. She's written about lots of different topics, like her grandma in the song Marjorie, experiencing high school in the song 15, and even the bittersweet feeling of growing up in Don't You Ever Grow Up. The idea to hate on Taylor Swift for only writing songs about her exes actually sprouts from misogyny. Tons of other male artists write songs about their exes, like Drake or Shawn Mendes and Ed Sheeran, but never seem to receive any backlash. It doesn't seem fair then to hate on Taylor Swift for doing the exact same thing. She acknowledges this idea in a song that's also not about her exes, "The Man." In this song, she sings, "I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I was a man. And I'm so sick of them coming at me again, 'cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man." Taylor Swift perfectly sums up how it is to be a woman versus a man in the music industry or even in everyday life. But specifically here, the issue isn't that Taylor Swift writes too many songs about her exes, but really that the patriarchal society isn't ready to open their eyes to her other songs or recognize that she's on the same playing field as every other artist. Another reason why many would be dissuaded from Swift's music is that they think all she makes is pop music, when in actuality, she's made a variety of music. She's made country, like in her debut album Taylor Swift, or her second album Fearless, pop in her album 1989, alternative in Folklore and Evermore, and even a little hip-hop in her album Reputation. Not only does she have something for everyone, but also she's not a one-trick pony. All in all, from her perseverance, awards, and lyricism, it's pretty safe to say Taylor Swift is a pretty remarkable person and arguably even a music legend. Thank you.